live.
I believe in you,
okay.
Anne. You've
But I
got
don't think
this,
it's going to
Anne.
happen.
Honestly, I have one more transfer into the house, and I suspect that I will disconnect again because it's my specialty.
Yeah, I don't believe in you, but also it is extremely low impact, so it doesn't matter.
Look, I believe in you, and I hope for the best, but I am preparing for the worst.
Right.
See, that right there, that's what I do. That's how I live my life.
I believe in you when it counts, and right now it doesn't.
It doesn't count. No, it doesn't.
Oh. Don't listen to Alicia. You count, Anne. You matter.
Oh, thanks, guys.
We like you. We really like you.
You're prom queen.
Oh, Joe, my 16-year-old is going to prom next weekend. How is she a junior?
It isn't quite disconnected. Oh, there she's back. What?
McKenna, my middle oldest group of children, is going to prom next weekend.
Singer and freezing.
That's so wild. To me, you're freezing, Alicia. Anne's fine.
Yeah, Anne's normal. Alicia's a little digital.
Okay.
I'm normal. I don't hear that very often.
I mean, normal for us. Don't get too excited.
I won't let it go to my head.
So we are having bad storms here, so it could.
Yeah, was this something I saw something about? You might get hail down there.
What? No.
I wasn't paying attention, but when I was on lunch, the news made it look like Florida might get hail.
Wow.
I mean,
I looked no more into it, but that was the headline I saw.
It is 75 degrees here.
Which you can still get hail because if it's cold in the upper atmosphere, it could still happen.
I feel like it would melt. No.
I mean, probably.
Holy shit.
It would melt quickly, but
hail reported in Jupiter.
Yeah. I was going to say, it can happen. It'll melt quickly, but it absolutely can happen.
Called it.
That was
Called
2
it.
hours
Get in the
ago.
comments. I was right.
Holy shit.
I believe in you, Chris.
Oh my god. That's really far south too. Jupiter's like Palm Beach area.
Yeah, it's wild.
Holy shit. Okay. So yeah, apparently we getting some hail. So if I vanish, it's because Spectrum has absolutely no idea how to handle hail.
Yeah, you're fully frozen, but I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm also looking at that. It's a good freeze frame of me.
It is actually.
Okay. Yeah.
You look normal.
My eyes are a little puffy, but that's okay.
I don't know. This would be a nice film. This if this was an anime cell, this would be like a covetable frame.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing weird or wonky happening. Your mouth's not open oddly.
Yeah. Right. This could be an NFT right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
You could sell that for $1 million pesos or something. I don't know.
Right.
Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Is there a quilt? Is there a quilt coin?
Oh, I just knotted all of this thread up. Damn. No. I hand threaded this. No. I don't want to have to hand thread you again.
Refreshing. Ooh, but Alicia still got that off in the corner smile.
Yeah.
Right? It's so adorable. I'm really growing used to this frame of Alicia. And she's gonna move and ruin everything.
This would be your new profile pic. Are you there sewing gods? It's me, Alicia.
If Alicia goes missing, this is the frame I'm using to find her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save this moment. Let me grab my keyboard. Y'all can't see anything, but I'm gonna snip this.
Sidebar. Check out who actually remembered to hit the button to turn the car off this time.
Ooh,
Was it Ashley?
The car stays on.
Yeah, I totally left it on at Domino's. Totally forgot. I was like, oh, I didn't hit the button. I think that's still on. My bad.
Well, if its car stays ready, then you don't have to get ready.
Exactly. I was like, it just means a quicker getaway from Domino's with my hot pizzas.
Yeah. You were doing it for the za.
It was for the za.
For the za.
So has anybody, some of you, looked into the Dresden plate at all?
Yeah,
No.
I have read the instructions.
I'm just
forgetting where I set them,
excited.
but I read them.
We're right.
It's my forehead.
We're gonna modify them, of course.
Naturally, as one would.
So fun fact, I never had any idea that this was how ties were shaped before. And then I was like, oh, I get it now. I don't know. I don't know why I'm like this, but like, oh, it's just a whole bunch of ties.
You guys, I carried the pieces in the house, and I'm still connected.
You did it!
See, I was right to believe in Anne.
Yeah. I'm cheering. You just can't tell.
They're on top of the regular place so that we have them accessible.
This is the perfect.
And around
time.
the corner?
Take a picture of this
Yes,
picture.
she's not seeing her boyfriend.
Make it Alicia in my content.
Yes, she's not seeing anymore.
Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. Yes.
Woo. So also I'm real dumb, and when I was reading these directions, I thought it was saying that we were supposed to cut 12 half-inch background squares, and I was like, what the fuck are we doing with those? And then I realized, but you know what? Okay, so in my defense, I saw that after I had looked at May's, and October's, which were, October's is a lie. What she has pictured as her final product is not what she gives directions for. We'll get to that,
That
though.
was irritating the crap out of me because that is not how she made it. What she pictured.
What?
Yeah, I'm glad that you noticed that as well, and I wasn't the only person
I was
who was
like,
that
what the
neurotic
hell
about
is
that. Yeah.
Wait, so I haven't read October. Is it October you said?
Yes, which is the other half of this month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just pulled out the thing to like make that template today.
Got it.
Like to make template.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a smooth Dresden.
Yes, and here's the thing, though, is that in her directions, the fan section, she folds over and irons on both sides, which is a pain in the ass. Like, ironing circles suck, and that's why we've got tricks for doing the center of the Dresden circle to make it as painless as possible. In her directions, that's not what she does. But if you look at that, or like, so in the directions, that's what she does. But if you look at the picture, clearly the center circle in it is actually just like a Dresden quarter circle.
Yeah.
And not like background fabric. Like, that's not a fan that has background fabric on both sides.
Oh.
It is a fan with one of those button caps, just like a regular Dresden plate has. Yeah. And I don't understand why you would lie about something like that. Like, were you that lazy about making a template that, I mean, that's real dumb, but like, clearly those are not matching fabrics. And you could even see that, like, in one of them, they use different, like, they use the same fabrics, but swap them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm just so glad that you mentioned it because I was really cheesed when I was reading the instructions. Like, wait, there's not the same.
Yeah, and like
She lies.
I had looked at the picture and I had seen the template and I was like, where's the other template for it? And then I read the directions and I was like, did I not understand the picture I was looking at? Like, no, I fully understood the picture I was looking at. She's just a lying liar.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're discovering a lot about this woman.
Yeah.
Too much. I didn't know a quilt pattern could be so, like, personal.
Right? I am personally offended. Just like that picture I posted in the group the other day where you could tell that they were all made out of HSTs. I was like, are you smoking crack right now?
Yeah. As we go through this pattern, it's just making me appreciate Kimberly Imo, the woman who did last year's quilt pattern,
Yeah.
much more.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We didn't know how good we had it.
Yeah. And
The whole time I'm like, this woman's cookie.
Yeah, and remember how many times in it I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Kimberly? Oh my God.
The one I remember the most for you is like early in the pattern, one of the videos, she's like talking about how to cut things out and about like putting her pinky on the side of the ruler.
Every day of
I remember
life.
that.
And you're like, there's no way. Does it? Oh my God, it's perfect.
Kimberly, I know, come back.
She probably has more.
She does.
She does.
She's the spokeswoman for Janome. I know far too much about this. Yes, I follow her on Instagram now.
Whoa.
For most of last year, she lived in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Ashley. Speaking of like weird, like knowing people in like circles of quilting, the lady that taught our paper piecing class just like had this whole like drama thing happen on Reddit because she was like pimping a kit and did not say that she was like a spokesperson for Legit Kit. She just like tried to pass herself off as a big fan, and she got like totally outed, and then like she gave a bunch of like false information, and like there's all this crazy drama in my Discord group, my quilting Discord group. I guess they are all like they formed out of that Reddit, so like I get to see the Reddit dramas constantly from them, and that was a whole thing that popped up.
Oh my goodness!
They're also the ones that keep me afloat on the Missouri Star dramas. Yeah. So I'm going to cut some of my dress and plate pieces out because I haven't done that yet, except for I did do the round ones. And, I just tilted my camera down like I was actually going to accomplish anything.
Side note real quick. Am I the only one that can't see you?
I didn't hear any of that because of your background sound, Ann. I'm sorry.
Well, that's
She's
because I
still
live in that
frozen.
house.
She's still frozen.
She still looks like the picture I posted in Discord. Oh,
No,
she's a
my-
pineapple now.
No,
Oh,
she-
yeah.
yeah.
Frozen.
I just have a
I'm
blank
trying.
screen. Like, I can't see anything. So she was talking about where she was aiming her camera. And I'm like, wait, am I the only one not seeing anything?
Oh, I can't. Alicia's not there for me.
Oh,
Like, she never-
Fun.
Oh my God, I'm in control. I rule the chat.
No.
Now Alicia's blank.
I am now blank. I don't understand
Pineapple,
what's
blank.
happening. What is happening?
Pineapple.
Okay, I'm gonna fully exit, in which case Chris is in charge.
Yes, the power. There's gonna be some changes around here.
Oh God.
Ashley says hi, Michael.
Dinosaurs. There's you. There's Lily.
Hi, Lily.
And the mommy.
Oh, baby and mommy. Cute.
Mom, can we do another picture?
So until Alicia returns, we're going to do a pressing class. Because that's what I have
Alright.
set up.
Let's do it.
No, we're on camera.
So how is life, Ashley?
So like March was really busy. I found out when I filed on my travel request that I only worked like 2 days at my store in all of March, and I worked like 50% of May at other stores as well. And then I also had the 2 interviews for a different job, which didn't pan out. And despite my like desire to commit to continuing, was still pretty depressed about that. And then didn't end up transferring either. It was really weird. Like, and then I was sick for 3 weeks, like, classic Ashley, just a straight up mucus machine, mucus production at an all-time high. And now I'm not a mucus producing entity. I don't sound like 50-year-old smoker dad anymore, thank God.
So I was actually having a for real legit issue with my camera. I had to unplug it. Like I tried to come back in and it was like another program is using this device right now. And it was only the camera, not the microphone. So yeah, that was really, really weird. But I unplugged it.
Did your FBI agent take over your camera on accident?
Apparently.
Sometimes they just hit those wrong switches.
Okay, so I am gonna make some dressing. Oh, look at how sweet he is right now. Do you see how sweet he is? He's kind of far off.
He's sweet.
How sweet he is right now. Aww.
Look at all these sweet cats. Chomp.
Look at that little kitty cat.
Yeah. I mean, he's a fat asshole, but that's okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So's Mike. I still like him.
Oh. Okay. So I'm going to be cutting some of these guys. I got to cut 10 of them total. This is the template for the dressing plate. That is the template A. I already did the B ones. We'll get to what I did with those in a moment. They ended up being a little bit more complicated for me because I picked out dumb fabric.
We already knew that.
Oh no, I mean that I grabbed some scrap fabric from my bin and it was really, really old fabric that is super crazy thin, and it's going on the Transformers fabric. So I ended up having to put interfacing on it, like a limited.
Oh my God.
Girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do.
Right. So I'm actually just going to like cut a piece off of this fabric that is the height of this. If it's flush on the line, you can't see it because there's a thing there. There we go. So this guy is, I'm gonna say it is 5/8, 8 and 5/8 tall. Let me slide that over some. Let me get an actual measurement here. Yeah, 8 and 5/8 is perfect. So if any of y'all want to do it this way, you want to cut it 8 and 5/8 inch wide. I don't know if our stenographer is on the job right now or not.
Well, we're going to assume she is because that is her duty.
Yeah, is she taking minutes?
Are you talking about the Dresden?
We're talking about Anne.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, what's the 8 and 5/8?
Wait, what about me?
Oh, our stenographer was not on the job. So,
Oh.
Anne,
I'm sorry. If you could hear you can hear the chaos in my house right now.
Yes. So I'm going to cut a strip of this fabric for the dressing plates. These are for the fans of it. I'm going to cut these in strips that are 8 and 5/8 inches wide because
8
that
and
is how,
5/8 inches wide.
yeah, because that's how tall the blade is, the blade pattern.
Okay, and is this for,
Oh.
we're doing July or October right now?
This is July.
July.
Is this so you can essentially like flip it side by side like this across
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So wait, so you're doing a square 8 and 5/8 inch wide, or
No,
A
I'm just
strip.
cutting it. I'm just
Rectangle.
cutting a strip. I don't know how much of this I'll actually need, but when I'm done with it, I can give you all a measurement of how much I end up
perfect?
using.
But I will start to write it down. You're doing a strip 8.5 inches wide, or 8 and 5/8.
5/8. Yep.
I got it. I may not say it right, but I wrote it right.
Perfect. That's all that matters.
It should get a little bit better because game night just moved down to the basement. There were 5 Wednesdays in March, so now Code Proof is on the same night as game night.
Oh, right. You were warning us of that.
Yeah.
So everyone was at the table eating pizza before games.
Yeah, I remember
Okay.
you being very devastated last time.
Yeah.
So, Anne, I am going to be using this strip ended up being 18 inches. So once I get all of the pieces that I need, I'll let you know how much is left and we can do that little bit of math magic. So I'm just laying them on here, and it looks like that 8 and 5/8 is just a little eensy tiny bit short, but like not. I mean, I don't know how close I can get to this, but it is almost nothing. It is hanging over by the slightest itty bitty bit there, so I'm not worried about that. It's not even close to 1/8 of an inch that would justify us cutting it wider than that.
I'm worried about it.
Don't do it.
Too late.
Too late.
To apologize.
Oh God. Oh no. Camera malfunction. Stop.
Is that your theme of the night?
Yeah, kind of.
I didn't miss any new measurements, did I?
No.
Okay. I'm building
I missed the old Alicia.
I'm building a tent, and then I will be able to maybe focus.
Okay.
I did take some notes, y'all. I'm not Anne, but I did try. I wrote a little bit down.
Okay. We will meet in the middle. And then for these, I'm actually just gonna lay the ruler on top of the pattern and cut it that way. You can trace, of course, but it doesn't matter. And then we'll cut that curve out afterward. Oh, you know what? We don't even really need to cut that curve out because it's going to get covered by the center nubbin anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to flip this around so that it is facing the right way for me. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to round that little bottom bit, you can, but you don't need to. And of course, I tapped my template. Oh, this is one of those moments if you are using the template and like doing what I'm doing here, you can absolutely put like a little glue of glue stick on it to hold it in place. That little glue stick dispenser thing that I got is arriving tomorrow, and I will report back on that.
Please do. I am so fascinated.
Yeah, I was super curious about that when you posted it.
I worry it's gonna be completely messy, but like I want it to work.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm putting them in. Because they really love you. Can I help? What do you need me to do? What you need.
Thank God for the mute button.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you could absolutely, if you're doing two fabrics like I am, you could absolutely lay both, stack the fabrics and cut it. I'm just dumb and didn't. Oh, wow. This piece is going to end up being exactly what I needed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
For 5?
I mean, good, but also slightly terrified. Like that could have been a disaster if I had cut it in a different way.
It's going to be perfect for 5 blades.
Yes.
So 18 inches is 5 blades.
18 inches is 5 blades. Yep, there's about an inch left
Got it.
over, and I would absolutely not try to spare yourself that extra inch there.
Okay. So 8 and 5/8 inches wide, 18 inches long, you get 5 blades.
Yeah.
Oh, and that is the width of a fat quarter, so that works out.
Oh,
That
nice.
is the short side of a fat quarter is 18 inches.
Good to know.
Yeah. Okay, so that was set 1. Ooh, hopefully I'm going to have enough fabric for, I was going to put these in the corner pieces as well. Oh, I should. Okay. And then just to confirm that I was telling the truth, yes, that is you can't see it on the camera, but I have the short side up against the side, and it is coming up as 18 inches. So that is surprisingly convenient and even more irritating that she doesn't mention this in the pattern. Because that would have been like
Good
excellent
to know.
knowledge. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so I'm cutting this 8 and 5/8, correct?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Correct.
What do you need? I'm trying to make it simple. Is that too hard?
Just to check, should I
Yeah.
use the center quarter thing from July to be the center of October?
It will be too wide in diameter.
Okay. We'll
But
get there
that
in the
being
future.
said, we can certainly figure out the size that circle actually should be.
Ooh, math.
Yeah.
What we actually like, though. The cool
Right.
kind.
Yeah. Oh, no. There we go. I was too delicate with my rotary tool.
What do you think you are, a lady?
Not even a little bit. Okay, there we go. So I have my 10 total, right? That's what we need. Yes, I have my 10
Yes,
total fan blades for these quarter dozen plates. And then just to confirm, yep, we are sewing a 1/4 inch seam across the top edge of them. So I am going to do that next. So this is that trick where we're making little ties out of them, and we just fold them in half.
Oh, and you sew a 1/4 inch seam right across the top.
And you sew a 1/4 inch seam right across the top. Yep. And thankfully, because I am using this really old and crappy fabric, that finger press is solid on that.
That really is impressive. Who needs an iron?
All right.
Nope.
And let me switch threads.
No pressing tutorial needed tonight, Chris.
Right.
No, we already did it. That's why she's so good.
True.
Oh, right. Completely effective.
Uh-huh. She just picked up on all those pressing tips that on the class I gave while she was out of chat.
Psychic.
So I missed excitement in that 17 and a half seconds.
Yeah, there's a whole class on pressing.
Nice. It's like when the teacher has to walk out of the classroom and it's just the teacher is eight in there and they're like, what am I going to teach you guys?
Something actually useful. Don't tell teach.
Oh. Oop, there we go.
Away with you.
Ooh. Oh, I need to put my 1/4 inch foot on here.
That is recommended. You would not want to displease the quilting gods.
Chris, did you see what I'm keeping my feet in now?
I
What
did.
do people in? Did that have delicious stuff inside it?
It had
Cookies.
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
Hawaiian pineapple cookies.
Cool.
Yeah. They're not actually pineapple cookies. That's just the brand name, but that's okay. They're delicious.
Well, some of them have like that pineapple jelly in it.
Some of them do, yes. Okay, so I didn't do this, but you do want to do a shorter stitch, like a 1.8. I just did 2.5 because that's what it was set to, and I wasn't thinking. And you do absolutely want to chain stitch these. I just wanted to get one
So a
done.
1.8 stitch for the little line there.
Yeah, just because it's such a small piece that it's something where it could slide out on you. And then the folded side, you're gonna want to cut a pretty. Am I in the camera right here? You're gonna want to cut a pretty deep notch out of it because that is all bulk that's going to be up in the corner otherwise. So I took that much off of it.
Okay.
And then you'll want to finger press this seam open. God, that is crazy how weird this fabric is.
Plastic, man. Really?
There we go. Okay. Yeah, these flowers, I keep thinking that it's popcorn, and then I'm like, oh, wait, no, they're just like
It
weirdo,
looks
like
buttery.
lotus
That
flowers.
could be a popcorn bag.
Yeah. Okay. So once you have that little cappy finger press there, so you got a little hood hand hood right there. Yeah, and then you just flip it the right side out, and then
Wait, how did you end up with that hood? I don't understand.
that's
And you already understand bag physics. You got this.
I
Show her
know.
the
I'm.
design.
So you
that-
sewed it, you cut it. Oh, then you flipped it right side out, and it makes the little triangle.
Yeah,
I
once
got
you
it.
unfold it, it does that. Yep. And then
Gotcha. Then you tuck it all up in there.
And then you just want to use something pointy, a stiletto or a pen or whatever, to get that all up in there. Yep, grab the chopstick.
Something like a stiletto.
Yeah.
Or
just
chopsticks for us poor people.
Right. Just obviously be careful not to poke
Love
too
some
hard because you would put a hole right through it. But there is one panel of a dress-in plate. Woo!
Look at that blade.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make another 4 of these, and then we will get to the construction part of it.
All right.
Oh, and I will say that when you're finger pressing this the first time, you want to get that press kind of deep in here because it will help you get this to be straight, because you can absolutely skew this and have it be uneven. But as long as you've got that middle line press in there, you just match up the seam to the middle line on it.
All right.
Or I guess you could actually like mark it, but you know, that's neurotic.
Y'all, I don't need to cut a 1/4 inch space around the petal and stem template because it's getting treated differently than Dresden's for this month?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that template is just a direct applique. So it is just getting stitched on exactly how it is. No actual like assembly happening.
All right. Mookie. What up, little man? Hey. You're so good. You're so old. Your nose is so dirty.
Dirty cat nose.
He a little dirty. He sometimes stinky. You want to lay down? We can cuddle after class, okay? I cuddle you all the time.
Okay, so there are all of my panel pieces stitched. Oh yeah, so the other thing that this panel or this pattern is teaching me is I understand a lot more now why that quilt group has like a channel for like getting people to test out patterns that you write, because now I'm like, oh, you can write a pattern really badly.
Yes,
Oh, for, like,
you
editing?
really.
Yep. And at first I was like, are people fucking up their math that bad? Like, are you guys writing bad numbers? What are you doing? Are you not proofreading? And then now I'm like, oh, I see now.
Yeah. I feel like it's not probably in the math, and people really are worried about that and double check it. It's like assembly instructions are just
Bad, yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Atrocious.
I forgot to finger press.
Well, you go to finger press jail when you forget to finger press.
I just pictured Alicia's fingers in little handcuffs with her frozen face.
I like that. Depending on how you think about it, it's either a tie or a little tiny hood,
With a cape.
or it's like a snacky snack.
It's a snuggie?
Yes,
snack.
a snuggie.
It's a snicky snack.
Yeah.
Schnicky snack. A schnicky snack.
And I like all of these options.
In my attempts to keep up with Alicia, I have now cut all of my blades.
Ooh, wait. Is that your fabric? That is your fabric. Oh, your fabric's so great.
Oh, that is fantastic.
My fabric was already pressed, so I was a step ahead of you.
I did get most of my pressing done while you were off camera.
Oh. All right, well then no excuses.
Yeah, you're just faster than me.
I even had to do math on this. I mathed so that you could cut easily.
Yeah, easily, not quickly.
Right. I promise you that was a far faster way of cutting it than like whatever. I believe her instructions were just like cut based on template or something like that.
Now I understand why Helen about coming to see you.
Also, like, I am now really super curious to see how she has us assemble the blocks that are underneath the mushroom. Because those are things that could have a lot of different ways of assembling it. And I'm like, is she going to do it smart, or is it going to be some like bullshit HST way?
It's probably some bullshit way.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We've got a whole brain trust. We'll figure it out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we'll redo it.
I have already figured it out, but yeah. I mean, the one we've already done before. The one was the first star that we did in last year's project. It just has one of them inside another one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one is just like diamond in a square, or square in a square, whatever we want to call it, with the same geese surrounding it. The geese are just like flipped inward, and then it's HSTs in the corner. Oh, wow, that's an actual thing that you're assembling. I was thinking like a pillow fort or something.
It looks pretty rad.
You're muted. You're muted. You look really excited about what you're doing, but you're muted.
This is freaking legit here. Hang on. Let me crawl out, and then I can show you.
It almost looks like the in-home version of some parts of like Chuck E. Cheese.
I want to see.
Yes.
So this thing is like,
Oh my God, it's like a
legit.
barn.
Oh wow!
So
I was thinking that at the family reunion.
That is so much energy.
Yeah.
the things that we do so that we can have peace. Yeah, this thing is like,
Tall.
Consuming your living room?
yeah, and that thing.
This is the captain.
I love that she lays with her legs hanging out behind her butt. And now we have sheets, and we cover it with sheets because blankets are too heavy.
Oh, so that didn't actually come with like a cover for it?
Nope.
Mommy,
Weird.
I put something back in.
Awesome. Just sticks and balls.
Weird.
Lots and lots of them, and so many of them are blue, and the jokes are real around here. Let me.
Oh, I got you.
Oh.
I needed a minute, but I got there.
Those things I don't deal with.
It's like, oh yeah, that stuff.
Not for me.
Would this be a bad time for me to like pan the camera at Mike?
In case nobody caught that, her egg hatched.
I had no idea what that meant, but I did catch it.
You know, the celebratory tone was enough.
It's coming in.
All right, thing is covered now. Shazam!
The egg.
All right. Do you want your tablet in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get your tablet. And
It's
then
still
Mommy
so
can put
weird
them-
to me, kids having tablets. Not to sound old, but like I couldn't have like a
Oh, for
cell
real?
phone until I was in high school.
I didn't have a cell phone until I
I
graduated
was
high
21.
So like
All right, you good now?
I am
No.
just like putting it out there that like I just had to get my own cell
Just a
phone.
minute.
I was an adult when cell phones became like, you know, available to the masses.
Well, you guys, cell phones have made it to like primetime prestige movie situations because I think it's Apple Plus or HBO. They're making a movie about the invention of the BlackBerry.
Oh God, the BlackBerry.
Yeah.
That's a That's a crazy blast from the past.
with its
Yeah.
private encrypted international messaging system. Wow, I forgot that one that existed and how like revolutionary that still would be
Yeah.
if that was allowed to be existing.
A quick question, Alicia, before I actually cut this.
Yeah.
I am just cutting the background squares as she says. Nothing
The 12
special
and a half?
there.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, ultimately that background square is just going to be like we're appliquing everything to it.
Yeah.
Alicia, how's your little ironing foot? Is it good?
I love this thing. Also, it is amazing for making binding. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh.
She is at hand.
Oh.
And she's really good for like these moments right here where I just need like the tiniest little area to work on. Like I'm not just doing this for the benefit of the camera. I'm doing this because this is what I would be doing anyways. And I probably shouldn't be doing it on the mat because it is warping the mat slightly just because it is a lot of heat for the mat. But like, here we are.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that if that's like affecting your
Yeah.
cutting mat whatsoever.
Yeah, this mat is old and it kind of on its last leg anyways. And I actually have a whole stack of mats over there. They're just a little bit smaller than this one. So it's not, it is what it is.
Noted.
Yeah.
Yes, but I decided since these are going to be getting covered up, these background squares, I'm definitely using my like slightly uglier fabric for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're just gonna have that like quarter fan of it out. So
Yeah, it's gonna be like boop, 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 boop.
yeah. Okay, so I have them all ironed, and that is going to be the layout. I cut 5 and 5, so the sides are gonna alternate. Technically, in her pattern, it's 4 and 6. That doesn't matter. Or you could do like whatever colors you want, of course.
Yeah, I almost want to do like 3 colors, but I'm like, I can't really divide that outright in a way that's
Yeah.
gonna like make my mind happy.
Right, and this is the math is already done on this for you, so
Yeah.
And then you are just going to piece these together like normal. All of the instructions that I saw elsewhere did emphasize that your best bet is to match up the center points on it and don't worry about the length of it, which of course makes perfect sense because the bottom is just going to get covered up.
Oh, like doing like the top. You're lining up the top edge and not like the bottom edge.
Correct. I'm gonna vanish under my desk for a moment because my tripod is the clamp is loose. Which I wouldn't explain normally, but like it's probably gonna look a little bit weird on camera.
Alicia is gone. I'm in control again. This is my chat.
What will we learn now?
I am power hungry.
Okay.
No, I've been thwarted. She returned.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus! That turned right to a light bulb.
It did.
Yes.
You are factually blinding us.
Come back here, you.
Blinded by the light.
Goodbye.
Okay.
I do recommend, if you guys don't usually do it, I do recommend back stitching on these. Usually we
Okay.
don't back stitch on quilts, but we do work the seams a little bit harder on this guy.
It has been noted.
Yeah. And do definitely lay out your pieces in advance if you are doing a pattern instead of having random colors, because otherwise you might end up having a piece that faces the wrong way, and then there's no way to piece it all together in the pattern that you want.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean faces the wrong way?
Just
Like when
don't mess it up.
Like when you open it, they're swapped. They need to be like this, but when you open it, they're like this. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And since they are not like symmetrical pieces on that axis of symmetry, you will have a disaster.
There are no disasters, only happy accidents.
No, it would be a disaster because you'd have the seam rip.
Happy
And that is
accident.
catastrophe.
I would just like to go on record saying that I am a happy accident, and that my parents always told me that most accidents happen within the home. Side note from Anne.
The wisdom of Anne.
Yeah. They always made it known that they only planned on having 2 kids, and then they ended up with 4.
Okay. Oh,
The tent collapsed.
Oh no.
Mass carnage.
in chaos.
Clearly, it had subpar structural integrity.
Oh, it was wildly subpar. I knew that as I was making it. I'm like, this is a wobbly one.
That engineer's going to get sued.
It was structurally unsound from the get-go.
Poor designing. Bad construction materials. Who issued a permit for this?
I promise my quilting is much more on point than my tent building.
I don't know. The committee's going to have to review this.
Don't give him the power anymore.
Okay, so I have the 5 pieces together. So that is the fan.
That goes together quick.
Yeah, and then there's one more trick to know with this part of it, and that is that you want the seams to all be pressed in the same direction as opposed to opening them, just because it's going to get real cluttered at the bottom if you try to open all of the seams. So you just want to press them all in clockwise or counterclockwise, your choice.
All the same
Don't give
direction.
me choices. Don't give me choices. What are you doing?
You have to press them
Counterclockwise,
all
Chris. Counterclockwise.
Okay, good.
And of course, because one of my fabrics is a much higher quality than the other fabric, it does not like that. I'm back. Guess who's back? Back
Back
again.
again.
It's me.
Ashley's back. Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
I had to remember like what the last time I committed energy to thinking about this, like what was I thinking? What did I do? I actually forgot that I sewed the middle of the mushroom last time we were together because I was like, oh, I gotta do the whole patchwork. No, I did that. It's just been like a month and a half.
All right, so everything is pressed in a counterclockwise fashion.
Ooh.
Awesome.
So that is the fan. So then the next part is doing the centerpieces. And again, I had to put that facing on it because otherwise you were going to be able to see Bumblebee through it. And Optimus Prime, and we just didn't want that. But this is also something that has a trick that she doesn't bother to mention that makes it super easy. So once you have the piece just cut to the right shape, you're going to want to take a hand needle and just sew a basting line around the edge of it. I have lost my sewing needle. That's okay. I have a whole drawer full of them. Between me and Marilyn, we probably have about 1,001 hand stitching needles.
Can I guess
Because
who
I
has?
have 1,000 and she has 1.
So we're hand basting that little fold over edge on the yellow centerpiece.
Yes, we're going very close to the edge. It does not have to be a quality based by any means. Not that basting ever should be quality, right? We don't like if you are basting, you're not caring about quality because you are bless you. You are taking it out at the end whenever you do anything basting.
I feel like that means though, like you're just define the quality of a basting stitch differently, or a basting stitch should be loose and easily removable.
Yeah,
Like a bad quality basting stitch is something that is stuck in there real good.
Oh, I guess I mean like sloppy or whatever, rushed, a rushed basting stitch. Because of my interfacing, I do happen to have a really nice guideline for this, but you just want it to be closer than that 1/4 inch that that you're ultimately going to be folding it over. Oh, and make sure that you do have a good size knot in your thread because when I did this the first time, it popped right out. You are going to be tugging it pretty hard. So make sure you got a good knot in there that's not going to slide through. So I guess the good thing with this is that you can see very clearly because of the interfacing where I am putting that stitch. Can you brighten again? There we go. So can you see the orange line in there?
Yeah.
The thread? Okay. Yep. So you see that, like, obviously where the interfacing is, that's a 1/4 inch in, and that's where I'm actually putting that basing stitch.
All done.
And I've actually gone all the way around already.
Speedy Gonzalez over there.
Yeah, again, like I said, it's a real sloppy basting stitch. So
I just feel like I can hear like Bernadette Banner like wheezing about sloppy basting stitches.
When Alicia was doing the running stitch technique, I thought of all the Bernadette Banner, like all the hours I've seen her do that exact technique.
Yeah. She is always basting something.
I was like,
Okay.
Alicia doing historical work.
So this template, you may notice that I have already cut off the seam allowance on it. So these have the seam allowances drawn on them. I've already trimmed this down to the actual size. This is on cardstock. So if you need to cut this on something thicker and ironable, some recommendations I've seen are like either actually like in some fat quarters, prepackaged fat quarters, and like sewing packs, there's that like layer of thin cardboard that they come with, or like even like a cereal box or something like that, something like cardboard that's not corrugated cardboard. You need something that's fairly stiff, but not going to melt when you iron it, because we're about to iron this like crazy.
To be suave.
Yes. So
what I have down in the minutes is sloppy base stitch, iron like mad.
Yes.
So, out of curiosity, why is it you cut the seam allowance off of your template?
That's such a good question. It's because I am going to lay this on my fabric in the exact position that I will ideally have my fabric end up being. And then I'm just going to pull that basting thread, and it's going to make this fan fold over the edge of the template. And you've got to work it a little bit with this. This technique is best for full circles, but if you see, do you see this magic that's happening?
This is
fucking
witchcraft.
I'm having a hard time seeing it.
I straight up didn't believe you when you were like, I'm gonna do that. I'm like, it's because I'm sleepy. I don't understand what she's saying. I can't believe you just did that.
I feel like I need to order a steak and some fire.
Okay.
I think this is evidence of witchcraft.
A load of salt to keep her out.
So, Anne, one more time. This is flat with just that basting stitch on it.
I can't believe that happened.
Right? I could not believe it either.
Is messed up. Is this in
when
her
I saw
instructions
it,
or is this you?
This was, so I watched a whole bunch of tutorials that were like full dressed-ins, and they did this with the circles, and it made more sense with the circles because it was like doing a yo-yo, but I was like, I don't know if this is going to work with a quarter circle, but I'm going to try it. So the only thing you have to do is kind of hold it in place on this side because it is not a full circle. Well, that too, but it's just because it's not a full circle, so this part does not automatically want to curl properly. It just kind of wants to like zip over there. But if you kind of hold that in place and give it a pull, then the rest of it will just naturally curl right over your template.
That's when you iron it.
And then you can press it and it stays where you want it to.
Exactly. It gives you that 1/4 inch seam allowance that you need to fold over. So you are not in the fresh hell of trying to just force a fold over of the that 1/4 inch. So once that is folded, Ashley, you could even use like if you got like a greeting card or a postcard that you don't like, you could even use that.
Okay, that's awesome.
Maybe.
Oh, and then I had a little oopsie in there, but that's okay. We just do it again.
It tried to fuck with you.
Yeah. Again, this is not optimized for the 1/4 circle. It is optimized for the full circle. So, allowances need to be made, but it works. And then that is all the fold over that you need because it's just going to go sitting in the corner of this. So I have, and then you can just cut the knot and remove it. You can cut the knot and remove it, or you can remove the needle and pull it back out the knotted side. It doesn't matter. Either way, that is all done. And it is a nice curve. It's a little bunched on that side, but that side's going to be in the seam allowance anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Damn. That's
good. And then I'm going to press it one more time because, neurotically press things, right? Okay. So I now have all of the components here. And let me see. I don't actually see how she recommended putting these in place. Okay. So she says to pin in place. I have seen quite a few say that, and I personally hate pinning things in place. So when you stack this, a couple other options if you are the same with me on not liking to pin things because they get lumpy. And my fan was just a little bit wonky, but that's okay. This is that happy accident, right? There we go. And where did I put it? Right there. Okay, so that is my panel. Things did not line up perfectly, but that's okay. It's my very first time doing this. I've never done this before. I'm happy with it.
That looks so nice.
Yeah.
The carpet
it looks great.
I like it.
Yeah. So
hotel carpet. This is great.
My suggestions for holding this in place would either be a combination of glue stick, like glue stick it down first and then do a little bit of pinning to reinforce it. Because, glue stick does like to come loose really easily. So it's kind of that 1-2 punch of getting them both on there so that it doesn't have a whole bunch of loose spots because the glue stick will hold it in, but it's not going to peel off because the pins are going to be holding it in. Alternatively, if you are like me,
I have a blade, guys.
Woo! Look at that.
Rocking it!
Yay! Oh, yes.
I'm looking for my gigantic tube of heat and bod. Where did it go?
Baby shark, do.
There it is. Okay. If you happen to have a ridiculous amount of lightweight heat and bod for no reason whatsoever,
are you talking to me?
Yes.
And me too.
Can't see you, but I
Perfect.
believe you.
So you can absolutely cheat and just
Heat and bomb the whole thing together?
you can just like you definitely want to lay the pieces on and trace them and then cut them out with like a little bit of seam, not a seam allowance, but like reverse seam allowance, like how an interface piece looks. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you want to cut the interface.
Make it a little shy.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for saying that in an intelligent way.
God dang it, Ashley. That's stuck in my head.
Sorry. As I sang it, I was like, "Oh, I'm ruining something."
It's in mine too, if it helps.
But that seems
It does.
natural. You're a mom. I feel like that could be a state you exist in.
It is. There's
Well,
always
like-
something in there.
She doesn't want to exist there willingly.
No.
It's not in my brain, but that's only because Jumper by Third Eye has been in my brain since 2003.
Like
With
4
Nice.
days. Like-
message, my friend. That one?
Yeah, that one.
Oh.
I don't know why. It just lives in my brain. Yeah.
Well, now that one's in there. New
Yeah.
airworm.
Yeah.
See, before this, for like the last like 4 days, I had stuff by Scene Queen stuck in my head. And I was real happy about that.
That was a better time in Chris's life.
Do you ever get like just a word or a phrase stuck in your head?
Sometimes.
Yes.
I follow Black Forager on Instagram, and she had made a post a couple days ago about how to tell enoki mushrooms and deadly galerina, the lookalike mushroom, apart. And like the whole day I was baking.
Don't
my
die.
brain was
Happy
just-
snacking.
Exactly, her. My brain was just cycling deadly galerina, and I was like, oh no.
So you guys could see how much I shaved down, probably about 1/8 of an inch on that. And we're just gonna bap that on there.
I like the idea of using the heat bond on there.
Yeah, like if you're sitting on a crap ton of it, it's not something that has a whole lot of usage. It's great for what it does, though. It's one of those things that's amazing when you need it, but like you don't need it that often unless you do a ton of applique.
Right, because basically these are going to go on like applique.
Applique.
Exactly. Yep. And the nice thing with it is that like for how much you get, the pricing really isn't that bad for like how little you need per project on it.
So question. So like obviously this is the first time I've also ever done Dresden. But it sounds like you did more research than I have.
I watched 2 videos this afternoon while I took a bath.
Yeah, so
Well, it's
more
more than
research.
me. More than me.
More research than I've done. So if you were going to make like a full Dresden plate, like just a full circle Dresden,
Yes.
which I realize is not always what people do. People typically do like half or quarter, so you can like do wavy patterns.
Yes.
But if you were doing a full Dresden, like, would you still like applique it to a background piece?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Everything I've seen is at the end of the day, this gets appliqued regardless of what it is.
Of what-
Which always feels like cheating to me. Like, I don't know. Applique just feels like cheating when you're quilting. If you're not doing something where it's like putting dinosaurs on it or like putting, like something real fussy. So yeah, but that's it. That's just how you attach a Dresden plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I accept that.
Yeah.
So what are you drawing out now? Just where you want it placed on your...
Yeah, so this is a
Heat and
rough
bond still?
outline. Yep, I'm on the heat and bond. And this is just
Oh,
my
you're on the
outline
heat
on there.
bond, Nerf. I thought that was your
Yeah.
background caption.
Oh no. No, my background fabric is dark.
So you heat and bond it and you edge stitch it.
Yeah,
Yes.
just it's applique, basically just like we do that same thing with the petals.
Okay.
Yeah, what you're watching her do would actually be helpful for you, Ashley, because it's the same thing you'll do with the petals, the flower pieces you haven't done yet.
Okay.
Well, you will cut
Those
them
are my
all out. They're so easy. I just really like applique.
Yeah.
I have fallen in love with it, like completely.
All right.
And so, Ashley, there are 2 types of heat and bond. There's a couple more. Heat and bond has a full line of products, but for this product, there's 2 main types. There's heat and bond light, and that's what we're using. And then there's heat and bond ultra, I believe is what
Ultra.
it's called.
Here,
And,
I have an example. Heat and Bond Ultra. This is the
Ashley's got
best.
some other brand of it. Oh, it's light.
It's something.
And that's what's important. So the ultra is meant for when you're not stitching, and it's just like real thick glue, like a real thick, like a patch.
If I can no sew.
Yeah, I think I said heat and bond
This is bad.
interfacing, and so they gave me this at Tiny Stitches. They sold me
It's
this.
the brand that they carried. That's fair. So the light is you can stitch through it, and it holds it really well, but it does not
Gum
stand
anything
up to. Well, that too, but it also doesn't stand up to the washing machine. So if you use light, you have to sew it in as well, unless you're hanging it and never touching the item again. But yeah, so light is meant to go through the sewing machine, and anything like this, you definitely want it to be done with the light because you won't be able to stitch it otherwise. And Heat and Bond Ultra does work well, but I still wouldn't trust it for the lifespan that we want quilts to have.
Yeah, so what I've used, I think I used this Ultra before. The reason I happen to have it is I don't know if it was also applique, but I did not stitch it. Basically, I made a bunch of things that I put on the back of a jacket, but it was a jacket that like does not get washed. It's like a costume jacket.
Yes, it's great for that. It's also really good for things like hems. Like it's very useful in garment construction, just not so much in quilts, because you really just want to stitch with quilts. Oh, and then Ashley, when you're doing the petals, you'll actually iron the heat and bond on the fabric before you cut it. And then you'll actually just trace your pattern on the heat and bond and then cut it out of the heat and bond because it's more stable that way.
Because the pieces are small.
Right. And it just adds that little bit of stability that's nice when you're like hand cutting things with actual scissors. Gross.
Right.
So yeah, you see that is almost to the edge. So that is plenty enough that it'll hold down as I am doing the stitching on it. Also, it can be a bit of a nightmare to peel the paper backing off, but that is okay. Make sure it is fully cooled before you try to peel it, because you can peel the gummy off when it's still hot. Oh, that one peeled really cleanly because I gave that warning this time. Last time I did this, I did not give that warning, and I was like, "Watch me struggle. I'm doing fine. Everything is fine now. Don't mind me."
This stuff is so cool. It's like glossy, but it doesn't stick until when you put that on the other fabric, and then it melts again, and they're just like glued together. It's so awesome.
Like most things I'm realizing with quilting, witchcraft.
Yes.
I think quilts are what got people burned in the old days because they just couldn't understand how those patterns were made.
I bet that's what it was. They were like, wait, they did math and they quilted that? Burn them, they are witches.
And they have uteruses.
Oh my God. They must be the devil.
Like, I don't understand how to do this. And she is a woman, and therefore, like, it's impossible that she can be smarter than me. She must be a witch.
Yep. Admit to being a witch or we'll kill you.
Yes.
And you're a witch, now we will kill you.
Yes. Don't worry, we have a test. If you drown, you are not a witch. If you
survive, you are a witch.
You are a witch, and we will execute you. And we laugh, but sadly, it was reality.
It really was. These are facts.
That looks so awesome with those colors.
It looks good.
Yeah.
That purple really makes them pop.
Yeah.
I am super happy with this. I almost used the transformer fabric.
That's what I thought you were using.
You know what? I forgot. And I did say that when I was explaining what I was going to do. And then I remembered that I had changed my mind. This is actually how I have it in my original diagram. In my original diagram, it is, you can't tell because the lighting is bad. And that's like way too much lighting.
Oh, yeah, but I can see that it's purple back there.
Yeah, all of this was navy, and then this guy I had as purple. And then I was like, maybe I should use the transformer fabric for all of it. And then I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I am going to do purple here because I think it's going to look better now that I have it on the wall. And I'm glad that I made that choice.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel like when yours is done, Alicia, it's going to be one of those quilts that, like, at a respectable distance, it's going to look fantastic.
Right.
And then up close is going to look insane because of detailed fabrics.
Yeah, and then, like, what's going on? Why are those leaves brown?
I love that one so much.
How did she do that effect? Gets closer. What the fuck?
Oh, she fucked up.
Why didn't she redo it?
Oh my God, why are you like this?
That way?
Of course she didn't fix it. Oh my God, the other day I had a smut club and I showed up. I've got these leggings that are it's a mushroom print. It's black with just like regular looking mushrooms on it. And one of the girls was like, oh my God, I love those. And I was like, right, they're the dumbest pants I own. And somebody else was like, she just complimented you. Why can't you take the compliment? And I'm like, well, because I love dumb shit. I was thanking her. Obviously, I bought these pants. I look at these dong pants and was like, I want these.
I put them on my body, like.
Yeah. I took them off the clearance rack at Walmart. Snatched them right off that rack.
Side note, as I'm dumping everything off the counter, look, it's my dinosaur applique pattern.
So cute.
I'm very excited about that one. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do because I've got 2 baby quilts to make this spring and summer. Both boys.
Like the sheer number of projects you're able to churn out and is impressive.
I don't feel like I churn enough out. Like, I feel like I fall behind on everything.
Oh my god.
Like, why do I do this to myself? I have to get 2 witchcraft bags done before my hair appointment on the 4th.
And you have a full-time job and a herd of children.
Yeah.
You're
super productive.
Because even my coworkers are like, when do you find time to do all this stuff?
Yeah.
Witchcraft?
So much witchcraft.
All the witchcraft. Between that and some of my coworkers now, it's amazing. My Hispanic coworkers are teaching me how to do things like make tamales.
Ooh, another time-consuming thing.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun. I did that on Thursday last week, and they were amazing. But I'm also in turn, like, I shared my banana bread recipe, and then they tried baking banana bread. So we're like trading cooking skills, and it's awesome.
I love that.
I love that.
So, you know, when I'm not quilting or chasing children and pets, just gonna whip up a batch of tamales.
I love how you say that, like, tamales are this fast thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't actually as bad as I was expecting because she taught me her trick for prepping a ton of it at night. And then the next morning, it's just a matter of putting them together and then you just steam them.
It's the assembly part for me.
Yeah.
Where I absolutely, like, I'm not going to bother unless I have some, like, minions.
Yeah.
See, and I actually found it wildly entertaining once I realized what the correct consistency was supposed to be because, like, all the videos in the world still won't tell you, like, in your hand what it's supposed to feel like.
Oh, yeah.
So, but then by the time I got to the point where I was like, oh, I feel like these are going together great, I was done.
I froze again.
No, you did.
I'm back.
No,
you
look normal.
No, like you guys froze for me, but like how clearly it was me freezing. Again, reminder, just like last month, you are going to want to switch your foot out to either a regular or an 1/8 inch foot for the zigzag stitch. Also, my thing is not grabbing the bar right now, and it's freaking me out. There we go. I just had it off by slightly too much for it to kick itself into place. That's okay. And I am, for this one, I'm going to go with a slightly longer and more narrow zone.
Are you not doing the 1 inch, the 1.0 length and the 2.5 width?
Right. I'm bringing that down. Was it 2.5 width that I did before or 2 width that I did before?
No,
okay.
It's 2.5.
Okay,
I looked it up.
Down. I'm gonna see how this goes. I'm having this set at 2 long and 1.5 wide, and I'm gonna see what that gives me. Yeah, that's a real nice subtle zigzag right there.
Okay, so 2.0 length and 1.5 width.
This is absolutely a personal preference, though, and you will have to go slower if you do this because you got to make sure that you're getting both sides of it.
I'm okay with trying it new because then I can get the experience for both styles and then decide which one I like better.
Exactly.
That's the best part about this whole quilt is that there are so many things that we're learning.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's the whole point.
It is. It is. Like, we picked it not because of so much what it looks like, but because of how many different things we were going to learn.
Right. 'cause
And
it is
I'm
an
actually
insane quilt.
falling more in love with it just because it's what I've been putting together with you guys. And I'm like, oh, I actually really like it now.
Okay, so this is, let's see if I can bring this up. Okay, so you can see it there. You see how there, well, that turned a weird green up close. But like
It
that
did.
is what that zigzag produced.
That looks good.
Okay.
Barely see those little punch points in it. So yeah, that was what the two stitch long and 1.5 stitch wide gives me.
I'm
And
getting
then this
there.
part's a whole lot of turning. Oh,
It
look at you
is.
go.
I'm making the progress. Making
You
the
have like a
progress.
nice.
Nice.
Those look awesome. Oh, I love those.
There's parts of this quilt I'm really liking, and there's parts of this quilt I'm like, this is going to be insane.
But
So
all
I will
together, it's
say,
just going to look awesome.
for the blades here, it's a lot of turning, but it's also straight lines. So it's a little bit, it's a trade-off. You're not having to pivot it, or you're not having to actually like turn as you're stitching. You just have to pivot quite a bit.
Pivot.
Yeah.
I'm never going to hear it the same way again.
I thankfully was never into Friends, so I only know that from like all of my friends. Saying that.
That's it.
I die a little inside every time I hear it.
I crack up. It's funny.
I saw something the other day that made a comparison. I don't even remember what it was, but it was comparing it to the fact that I guess it was Chandler. You never know what his career is in the show. And as soon as I read that, I was like, I thought he was a paleontologist. And then like, I was like, oh no, I forgot which one Chandler was. Like, I know by face which one is the paleontologist, but that one is Ross. Is that what his name is?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
Ross.
Yeah.
David
You can also
Schwimmer.
go by his more popular name, Asshole.
Yeah.
He is the worst character in that show, and you cannot change my mind.
Oh, no, you are emphatically correct on that one. I do not disagree.
Again, I don't know the show well enough to be able to corroborate,
Yeah.
but I believe you.
Hang on, it's locked. Because Oliver opens it if it's not locked.
Actually, I don't want to.
Okay. That's right. I have to lock the screen door because my jerk-faced cat will open it up and let himself out.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Cats are great.
Yeah. He's like, oh, is that your Starbucks on the table? Let me go ahead and put that on the floor for you.
No.
That's where you wanted it, right?
Yeah, straight up full on 2 liters. He will knock a completely full 2-liter onto the floor.
That's so
Like, what?
mischievous.
Like, what the hell, Oliver?
That's a passion for pushing.
So in high school, I had a balcony in my bedroom, and I had to keep that door locked because my cats in the middle of the night, or like whenever there was like no answer at the front door or the back door, they would scale up the screened-in porch that was beneath my balcony and then let themselves in that way. And of course, like usually either it was like the middle of the night and I was up and I would let them in, or they would take their chances. It was not uncommon to come home and see a cat just like on the roof, like chilling in the gutters because it turned out there was nobody home. But yeah, so the other thing is that there was a hornet's nest on my balcony. So if I didn't lock that door, they would let themselves in, and they would also let the hornets in.
No.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Burn it down. Burn it all down.
All of it. It's got to go.
And the hornets and I actually got along very well. But
Lies.
We still didn't want hornets in the house. Now, the hornets only ever stung me once, and it was because Marilyn made me go out there with acetone and like clean off some like deck stain off the side. Like we got a little bit of deck stain on the siding, and she made me go clean it off. And one of the hornets landed on my leg, and I was like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Hornet. How are you doing today?" Because we got along well. And he stung the shit out of me.
And we no longer got along well.
No, and then a week later, the cats knocked down the hornet's nest. Like, they got vengeance for me. It was crazy. So there it is. There is a completed quarter dressing plate.
I love
it is just a little bit ripply. I feel like it will probably settle down a bit when it's washed a few times, but honestly, I don't care. Also,
I'm coming.
Are we supposed to stitch it more than this? No.
No, it just shows the one stitch around the yellow circle and the other stitch around the points.
So I guess these things
quilted for fun later.
Oh, right. That was what I was forgetting. The quilting. Thank you, Ashley. That was real dumb of me. I was like, what's going to
the whole name of the project? Real cool.
Yeah. So that is. Oh, and it took me pretty much exactly that 2 hours that we allot ourselves for this. So.
And you got one of those done. Okay, I'm coming.
Yeah.
No, I got my 2 sets of fans done.
Oh, you got both of them done.
Nice.
There you go.
Wow.
I didn't like myself.
So the other piece that we did not get to do, and I guess we did need to workshop this a bit. So if you guys want to just plan to just get the resin panels done in the next 2 weeks, and then on our next meeting, we will deal with the more complicated October one. I think that'll be good, because for October, we're probably going to want to be manufacturing ourselves some additional pieces so that it's not a nightmare to make. Ashley, you look confused.
What additional pieces?
Oh, so again, because the pattern lies and it does not include this piece on it.
Yeah. That's what we're going to manufacture. We're going to do math.
Yeah.
It's going to be pie. It's going to be great.
Right. So we're going to do that. And then also, I feel like while we're making this, it might not be a bad idea to also make a piece that does the wider fan for us to be able to iron around. This is one of the smaller 9-inch blocks. Mm-hmm. This is one of the smaller.
Oh my
God, Anne. It's one of the smaller 9-inch blocks, so it's not going to be a gigantic piece. So I feel like it's something where we can just get like a good radius on it once we get the actual like fan created. We could get a good radius on those 2 pieces, the inner and the outer one, and we can fold over for the big piece, and we can construct a little center jam for the bottom piece so that we can do this instead of trying to fold it over and making it look nice. Because I don't trust that corner. Yeah. And I don't think she gives any clever tips at all on how to do that. Nope. She literally just says, turn under the top and bottom edge of the fan, 1/4 inch and press.
Big lane.
She has no wisdom for how to do that easily. And we know it's not going to be done easily. Also, she says to iron the blades open, and literally everybody else, and by that I mean 2 other people who I trust more than her. Because I trust literally everybody on YouTube more than her. Both said to, again, do that clockwise or counterclockwise that Chris has forced us to designate as counterclockwise. Yeah. That is everything for today.
So hang on. I had a question, and I'm like spinning in circles in here, as you can hear and see. So, thought I was losing my damn mind, but my kid put her jacket on my other pattern. So we are going to special map the center on this one to make a half circle on this one.
We are, yes. I would like to make templates for both pieces so that we can do that little centerpiece and so that we have something easy to iron around on the big piece. Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you hear this?
Yeah.
She's singing into one of those toy microphones that makes it echoey.
Like, and I'm just going to put that out there. That's not singing.
Singing.
It sounds like singing to me.
Great.
Okay.
In the arms of an angel.
Okay. So I'm gonna end the broadcast.